This programming is sponsored by the Dan L. Duncan Comprehensive Cancer Care Center at Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center, offering comprehensive cancer care that is compassionate, personalized, and driven by clinical research. More at stlukeshealth.org/cancer.
This is the Engines of Our Ingenuity, made possible by the Friends of KUHF Houston.
Today, a scientist wonders what sets us apart as humans. The University of Houston's College of Engineering presents this series about the machines that make our civilization run and the people whose ingenuity created them. Near the end of his book, Celebrations of Life, Rene Dubos tells us that the word civilization was given its modern meaning by a French writer in 1757. When Samuel Johnson published the 1772 edition of his famous Dictionary of the English Language, he wouldn't include the word civilization. He felt it could never replace the older English word civility. For Dubos, the idea of civility calls up something basic, a feature far more than surface deep. The word suggests something about our essential humanity, and Dubos struggles with the question, what, if anything, sets humans apart from animals? He finds huge similarities in civility among vastly different human societies. The triggers for laughter and grief, the texture of human consideration. Our vocabulary of gesture varies, but under that surface are universal and distinctly human attitudes. Our DNA hardly differs from that of apes. Still, our brains are larger and we speak richly evolved languages. People have worked very hard trying to teach language to apes, but apes don't get beyond isolated words and minimal phrases. We know many cases of human children, like the wild child of Aveyron, who grew up without language. We do no better at teaching them language than we do apes. In other words, the only creatures truly capable of learning language appear to be young human children. Then Dubos introduces a real shocker. It is that we talking humans are adapted to only one environment, the warm grassy savanna. That includes the Eskimo and the Bedouins. They have to protect themselves, the Eskimo with skins and igloos, the Bedouin with robes and tents. We are one species with various skin colors and minor differences in our eyes, hair, and noses. We only moved out of our African cradle, our true Garden of Eden, after we had the technologies to protect ourselves from harsher environments. So, technology, and that includes language, differentiates us from other animals. Dubos sees humanity as a potentiality that exists in our species alone, and even for us it's only a potentiality. Without the powerful force of community, we're right back with our brother apes, from which we differ so very little. Community is where technology, the knowledge of technique, vests, and technique carries our humanity. The technique of making clothes, building houses, finding food wherever we are, the technique of speaking and of being civil to one another. Our ability to transmit technique within the community is what asserts our identity as a species. It's a fragile difference. It's all that separates us from our cousins, beasts without language, who cannot move beyond the constraints of their specialized nature. I'm John Lienhard at the University of Houston, where we're interested in the way inventive minds work.
This programming is sponsored by Trinity University, where the spirit of inquiry can inspire a resilient and diverse community of lifelong learners to answer questions and question answers. More information at trinity.edu/values.